Whoa! Applause, applause. That was quite a performance, Mr. Byzantine Christian. You'd almost convinced me. But not quite. You see, the remorse seemed so real. Figuratively speaking, I could almost picture you there, ripping off your clothes, taking your cat-o'-nine tails and giving yourself a good old lashing with it. Oh yes, you certainly seem to be ridden with guilt. But then I started looking at it again and I thought, hang on a second, this doesn't add up. You see, first of all, let's not forget that when Jacob posted his video about Tommy from the Bronx, you were in there, along with everybody else, and your very first reaction, your gut reaction, was to just type in yes and be done with it. You were in there with the mob of hungry dogs baying for Tommy's blood, along with everybody else in there. And then, what made you change your mind? What made you change your mind was the realization that once those ferocious dogs were finished ripping Tommy's carcass apart, the next victim was going to be you. Or so you thought, at least. And that's when you started thinking, hang on a second, there's something not right here. If this had been for real, Tommy would long have been ripped to shreds. It would have been too late to do anything about it. But let's be kind. Let's be kind here. Let's just allow for that tiny possibility that your remorse was real. And let's carry on from there. Because then you're trying to sell something that nobody in their right mind should have to buy. You see, it's not that you realize that this condemnation of Tommy is necessarily wrong. You proceed by telling us that we're all deserving of hell. Now this is the typical fundamentalist Christian claptrap that people want to spout on this channel on YouTube. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying the original sin nonsense. Why should I? And don't get me wrong, I am not putting forward a suggestion that humans are all whiter than white. Humans are inherently limited, fallible beings. They have their limitations. They don't get it right an awful lot of the time. They can always do things better, but that is no reason for us to settle ourselves with this ridiculous guilt complex. You are trying to wriggle your way out of this hole that you've dug yourself into by condemning Tommy to hell, and your solution to the problem is to condemn everybody to hell. And then you subject yourself to the grace of your pathetic loser or master, the figment of your imagination that you want all of us to bow down to. That's not going to happen. And I'll tell you something else for nothing. Even if that thing really existed, and it, by its so-called grace, decided that some people were worthy of being saved and some people were not worthy of being saved, it could go and stick its grace where the sun don't shine. I am not going to accept anybody, anything, condemning human being for being the fallible things that they are. And if you want to sell me a religion that insists on that, you can go and jump in a lake. Cheerio now. Have a nice life.